السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعين به ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد, جزاكم الله خير. My dear respected brothers and sisters, I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless this gathering and make this gathering for His sake. Brothers and sisters, as we continue to talk about some of the lessons that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam have provided for us, one of the vital things that it's important to talk about is following the middle path uh, in the while you're following the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَاكُمْ أُمَّةً وَسَطًا لِتَكُونُوا شُهَدَاءَ عَلَى النَّاسِ وَيَكُونَ الرَّسُولُ عَلَيْكُمْ شَهِيدًا. And so forth, we have made you into a middle ummah to follow and to follow the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and so you could be witnessing on the on be a witnessing on other nations. So that ayah explained to us the need and the necessity of us trying to follow the middle path, because as we know, there are people who are going to extremes, whether we call it ifrat or tafrit, in which there's some of them maybe they are too extreme into trying to do things in the religion, add things to the religion, and without any evidence from the religion, or they go the other pathway. They are too lazy, they are too laid back, too liberal. They try to justify their laziness and their carelessness about following the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by saying this is not from the deen or etc. So there are two extremes. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have told us and warned us of other nations who have not followed the middle path. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Ya ahl al-kitab la taghlu fi dinikum, all people of the book, do not go into extremes into your religion. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, فَاسْتَقِمْ كَمَا أُمِرْتَ أَنْتَ وَمَنْ تَابَ مَعَكَ وَلَا تَطَغَوْا, and be firm in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you and whoever followed you, and do not deviate. So the issue here, brothers and sisters, the problem here is that we have a middle path, and a lot of people, they end up going into either extreme, the extreme of doing too much or the extreme of doing too little, the extreme of trying to add things to the deen, or the extreme of subtracting things from the deen. And that's the problem that many people fall into. The problem here, brothers and sisters, that where are the majority of extremism comes in? Where is the majority of extremism comes in? Is it coming because people are go into the field of terrorism? Yes, this is happening, but most extremism comes into from people being too liberal. They said they don't want to follow this and they don't want to do this, or they felt this is too extreme. The problem here, brother and sister, is that people who are too liberal, and this is very important for everybody to know, people who are too liberal, they look at the middle path as being extreme. Like, for instance, for somebody who does not pray, for instance, okay, he would say, praying too much, praying 5 times a day, it is too much. Wearing the hijab, that's an extreme. Trying to perfect your hijab and not do makeup and cut your nails and follow the sunnah of having a beard, or following the sunnah of how your hair should look like, or you dress how it look like, is extreme. But yet, this is the middle path. So the way it's all about perspective at the end of the day. So the way people who are from the liberal, how do they look at the people in the middle? They look at an extreme. And the people in the middle, they look at the people who are really extreme. How extreme? So the thing is here, we have to make sure, brothers and sisters, that we follow the middle path. Follow literally what Sayyidina Muhammad Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, part of the religion, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not push us to do extremism. He warned us of going into extreme. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam warned us into going to extremism. And Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in many hadith that we're going to go into, that how our religion actually calls for taking it easy. But what does it mean, taking it easy? That means that you shouldn't be pushing yourself too much. You shouldn't be pushing yourself. But this is, again, Here we're not saying that don't do anything, like some people might translate. No, he said to do, but take it easy on yourself. Prophet Muhammad said, "Inna ad-dina yusr, وَلَنْ يُشَادِدْ الدِّينَ أَحَدًا إِلَّا غَلَبَهُ." But the religion is made easy, and no one tries to do the religion and take the religion among himself upon himself all of a sudden altogether, unless he is destroyed. فَسَدِّدُوا, try to do it gradual. وَقَارِبُوا, try to get close to it gradually. وَأَبْشِرُوا, give glad tidings. وَاسْتَعِينُوا بِالْغَدْوَةِ, and try to pick the right times in trying to gradually get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For instance, a little bit at night, a little bit in the daytime, and etc. So, brothers and sisters, this is important. And I want to understand, I want you guys to understand the following: that the main problem here, and the main issue here, is that Islam does not call on to extremism. And the second point here is that many of the liberals nowadays, they look at as the middle path as being extreme. Yes, there is extremism. Yes, there is things that we don't encourage, or we think it's haram, killing the innocents, or going into places you're not supposed to be going to, and etc. So the problem here, brothers and sisters, is the fact that, yes, is there extremism? There's extremism in all religions, not just in Islam. But the problem here, brothers and sisters, when some people who are what we call mufarritun, people who are taking it they're laid back and they don't do anything, they're calling what the middle path as being extreme. Prophet Muhammad said, look at this, the importance of of making takfir of people. Prophet Muhammad said, إذا قال الرجل لأخيه يا كافر فقد باء به أحدهما. Like, if somebody came along and told his brother, you're a kafir, Prophet Muhammad said, one of them is a kafir. One of them is a kafir. Meaning that is either the person that he is calling as a kafir is a real kafir, or the person who is calling the other person a kafir, he is indeed the kafir. So it's important that no one should take it lightly to call the other person a kafir. It takes a lot of ruling, it takes a lot of research, and there is evidence. Yes, is there people who are kuffar? Yes, there is indeed people who are kuffar. But is it willy-nilly that anybody could call someone a kafir? No, and that's something that we need to think about. Another hadith, Prophet Muhammad showed us that we shouldn't go into extremism and the way we worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One time, Prophet Muhammad he went into a house and he noticed this. There is a woman that she looks tired, and so Prophet Muhammad said, "Man hadihi? Who is she?" He said, "This is a woman. لا تنام الليل." She does not sleep because of what? The fact that she is sleeping, she is praying too much. What Prophet Muhammad said? He said, "مه عليكم ما تطيقون من الأعمال فإن الله لا يمل حتى تملوا." So he said, oh woman, don't overdo it. Don't don't exhaust yourself. فإن Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he does not give up unless you give up. So the problem here, again, the issue here, look at the middle path, is pray. Don't say, oh, praying is too much. And this is the other extreme. Or people who are like literally praying all day, every day, all night. This is another extreme. And that's what Prophet Muhammad is showing us here, that the middle path is not praying, and it's not praying too much to the point that you exhaust yourself, but rather somewhere in the middle. And the Prophet ﷺ further showed us this in another hadith, where three men came to the Medina and they were questioning and they were saying, what does Prophet Muhammad ﷺ do? What is he like? So these three men, look at these three men, they're asking about the worshipping and the righteousness of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. And one of them said, أما أنا فإني أصلي الليل أبدا. One of them said, I pray each and every night. And the other person said, وأما أنا أصوم الدهر. I fast each and every day. And the third said, the third man said, أنا أعتزل النساء. I don't get married. Out of like being a monk. I don't marry women at all. So what Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? So look, they're comparing themselves to Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, And they belittled, and after they were asking, they belittled what Prophet Muhammad is saying. So once Prophet Muhammad find out about these people, what he said, "Antum," he brought them and he told them, "Antum alladhina qultum kada wa kada." Are you the one who said so and so? "Ama wallahi inni la akhshakum lillah." Indeed, I am the most fearful of you of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وأتقاكم له, يعني I fear him more than all of you. لكني, but what I do, لكني أصوم وأفطر, I fast and I break my fast. وأصلي وأرقد, and I pray and I sleep. وأتزوج من النساء, and then I pray, I marry women. فمن رغب عن سنتي فليس مني, and whoever disregard my sunnah, he is not from me. And that's the key, brothers and sisters. The key, that you don't disregard the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad. If you disregard the sunnah, you are not of him. If you disregard the sunnah of Sayyidina Muhammad, you're not of them. فَمَنْ رَغِبَ عَنْ سُنَّتِي فَلَيْسَ مِنِّي. Whoever does not take my sunnah, he is not from me. So what does Prophet Muhammad saying? He says, yes, pray and sleep. But don't say, I'm not going to pray. Fast. Don't say, I don't want to fast. Fast, but break your fast. Marry women and don't abuse it. And Prophet said, whoever, this is my sunnah, and whoever let go of my sunnah, he's not from me. You know? Again, the issue here, brother and sister, is following the middle path and not going to extremism. You know? Nowadays, the way that, unfortunately, some sisters, the way they look at how some of our sisters who are wearing a niqab are extreme. No, it's not extreme. It's from the sunnah that these sisters who have chosen to wear the niqab to cover their face. But you are the ones who are not you're not covering up properly. Your hijab is lacking, whether it was a transparent, whether it was you wearing perfume, whether it was it's attractive, whether it was whether it was it shows the lining of your body, whether it was you're not covering part of your body, and etc. So the thing is, don't think what is right being extreme. Yet extremism, what I'm trying to say here is what extremism exists. Yeah, and look at this. This happened at the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu in which he's showing us how to even not to go to extremism when we are throwing the jamarat, because part of Hajj you have to throw the stones at the shaitan, right? In jamarat. So Prophet Muhammad sallallahu he told one of the Sahaba, uh, uh, she was showing him the stones. He said, بأمثال هؤلاء, this is, the stones should be small. وإياكم والغلو في الدين, and beware of going into extremism in the deen. فإنما أهلك الذين من قبلكم الغلو في الدين. What have destroyed the people before you is their extremism in the religion. So Prophet forbid us from going into extremism. But extremism can be what? Again, in two ways. In the goal of going too much and the way of doing too little. Okay? Another example, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, a man came, and again to show us the importance of not going to extremism. One time a man came to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. A man was, how can I say, he was a little bit obnoxious, in which that he was not fully respecting the status of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he came to him and he told, "O Prophet of Allah, you are not a person who rule with justice. Ya Rasulullah, i'dil. O Prophet of Allah, be just." So Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam answered him, "Waylak, woe to you. ومن يعدل إذا لم أعدل?" If I am not the one who's going to rule justly, who's going to rule justly? قد خبت وخسرت إن لم أكن أعدل. If I don't rule with justice, you're indeed in a great loss. So Umar Khattab radiallahu anhu, because he saw this man insulting Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, "O Prophet of Allah, should I hit him?" Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Let him go." But then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam here told us of a prophecy. دعه فإن له أصحابا يحقر أحدهم صلاته من صلاتهم. He said from his lineage There are people who's going to come who if you see them pray, you will belittle the way you pray, because the people pray too much. وَصِيَامُهُ مَعْ صِيَامٍ. And if you see the way they fast, you would belittle the way you're fasting. وَيَقْرَؤُونَ الْقُرْآنَ وَلَا يَتَجَاوَزُ تَرَاقِيهِم. They would recite the Quran too much, but what? The recitation does not go down to their heart. It just doesn't it does go through their tongue. يمرقون من الدين كما يمرق السهم من الرمية. They would go through the deen just like an arrow would go through a prey. How the arrow go through the prey? Very quickly, passes by. So meaning that they are out of their religion. Prophet ﷺ here describing to us the Khawarij, and indeed people came from his lineage who we call the Khawarij, who are extreme in the religion. You would look at them, you would belittle your fasting, you would belittle the amount of Quran, and you would belittle your salah. But the point here, brothers and sisters, whether these people are we're doing too much. But the majority of the people nowadays, they're not doing anything, and that's indeed in itself extreme. Prophet Muhammad said, "Yassiru, take it easy on the people. ولا تعسر, don't make it difficult. وبشروا, give glad tidings. ولا تنفر, don't let people get away from you." And that's the message of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Prophet sallallahu said, أعظم المسلمين من المسلمين جرما. The worst crime that any Muslim could have done, من سأل عن أمر لم يحرم فحرم على الناس من أجل مسألته. The worst thing that someone can do is the people who ask too much, because nowadays people ask about, what about this, what about that, what about if we do this up in the sky, what about we do this underneath the sea. They ask these questions who are not realistic. What Prophet ﷺ said, why? Because it's either they want to make it difficult on themselves, or they wanted to find a way easy out of it. But rather, if somebody look at a hadith or look at an order or a command and he take it for face value, he does not lose. But what Prophet ﷺ said, whoever asks too much, and because of his asking, Allah, it becomes unlawful, and became unlawful on him and unlawful on everybody else. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تسألوا عن أشياء إن تبدأ لكم تسؤكم. Oh, you who believe, do not ask about things that might harm you. And again, the issue, brother and sister, is that we shouldn't be going into extreme. The last story, this story happened with Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Umar ibn al-As, one of the Sahaba. So he's telling us a story in which that he was trying to get closer to Rabbil Alameen, and yet he wanted to make sure whatever he was doing was correct. So he said, كنت أصوم الدهر. I always used to fast a lot. وأقرأ القرآن في كل ليلة. I used to look at this. He used to read the Quran each and every night. Then Prophet ﷺ knew of him. He knew that he was doing that. Then Prophet ﷺ now is asking him, ألم أخبر أنك تصوم الليلة تصوم الدهر وتقرأ القرآن في كل ليلة. I was told that you fast each and every day, and then you read the Quran each and every night. The man said, Abdullah ibn Umar ibn al-As, he said, yes, O Prophet of Allah. So Prophet he wanted to take it easy on him. He said, فإن يحبسك أن تصوم من كل شهر 3 أيام. He said, like, it's better for you, instead of you fasting each and every day, fast 3 days out of each and every month. And what he said, فإن لزوجك عليك حق. Your wife have a right on you. ولزورك عليك حق. People who visit you have right on you. ولجسدك عليك حق. And your body have right on you. Look, at Prophet he said, look, when you fast each and every day, and then you pray, you recite the Quran each and every day at night, and you sleep, he said, your wife have right on you. Your children have right on you. Your body have right on you. He said, so Prophet told him, he wanted to take it easy on him. He said, well, you know what? Instead of reciting the Quran each and every day, he said, فَقْرَأُهُ فِي كُلِّ 20. Read the Quran every 20 days. He said, oh Prophet of Allah, I could do more. He said, فَقْرَأُهُ فِي كُلِّ 10. Then you do it in 10 days. He said, oh Prophet of Allah, I could do it more. He said, I could read it. يعني, he said, read it in 7 days. He said, then Prophet ﷺ told him, because your wife have a right on you, and your body have a right on you, and your visitors have a right on you. And then later on, Abdullah ibn Umar ibn al-As, he said when his body became weak, he said, فلما كبرت ولدت أني كنت قبلت رخصة النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. I wish I have accepted the permission that Prophet Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم had given me. Shows us what? That it's always better that we follow the sunnah of Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم and don't go to extremes. Again, extreme is doing too much, and extreme also doing too little, and that's what most everybody is doing. I hope that we have made the message clear to all of you. جزاكم الله خير لحسن استماعكم. سبحانك وبحمدك نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين يعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. جزاكم الله خير.